has only very recently been 18. So it does raise the question whether those those pictures and whatever other content was sent were within that brief window of legality, or whether he was in fact being directed by PPP and everyone else who's on this this grand and totally justifiable moral crusade, whether or not he was they'd encouraged a meth addict, a vulnerable person, to digitally distribute child pornography to get a reaction out of Ralph, which apparently he did, because Ralph sent back the video that we've all seen. Noticeably, and we have not seen the images that the ex-boyfriend was sending to Ralph, which does raise some questions. They're certainly not modest when it comes to shitting on everyone and everything in relation to their target. So how come they didn't distribute the media that the boyfriend was sending to Ralph? Rather suspicious. They wouldn't have knowingly and deliberately encouraged someone to commit a felony offence, would they? So where are these pictures? Where are these images? We don't know. We've only got the video that was sent back.
No.
You imagine being on a moral crusade, building your entire thing around, I want to do the right and moral thing, and I've had enough of these immoral grifters, and somewhere along your crusade you find yourself involved in the distribution of child pornography? And you do that by using a meth addict?
Yeah, sounds exactly like Antifa to me. They went down the same fucking path.
Oh, did you just say Antifa? Oh, I was going to get to that later. Oh, you've spoiled what? Dessert.
What?
PPP is Antifa.
You're kidding.
No.
All the behavior
and
out.
Oh, it gets even better. Godwinson, the person who's been helping him when PPP lost his YouTube channel and Godwinson was letting him stream on his channel, Godwinson has been associated with the non-government organisation Hope Not Hate, the same organisation that tried to fuck over Richard Spencer's mother, and has been involved in numerous other gay ops and blackmails. Oh, they give themselves a nice, happy little name, but the deeds they engage in aren't so great. So you've got Godwinson, who's involved with Hope Not Hate, and you've got PPP, who has been a member of ANTIFA before suddenly rebranding himself and showing up on Streamy, pretending to be a commie, and then rebranding himself again as a baptized, newly reborn evangelical on a holy crusade to wipe out grifters off the internet. His first target, a popular streamer that allows members of the dissident right to put forward their views to an audience. Something that he has particularly targeted in and honed on and maintained a pressure campaign on for over a year now. For someone who has the supposed moral crusade of wiping grifters off the internet, he seems to have a highly specific target set. He went after a payment processor that allowed alternate media to collect donations, that being New Project 2. He continues to try and destroy the Killstream, a platform that allows alternate media people to speak their piece in front of an established audience. And he's also going after Nicky Rackets, a libertarian lawyer that actually provides free legal advice regardless of your political affiliations. There's also been some targeting of Jim, because he's Jim. But for someone who's picked such a wide category of things to destroy, internet grifters, I have raised this in the past, I said, there's a whole lot of internet grifting out there, a lot of it much more egregious. Why seem to horn in on this rather narrow band, this very particular subset of quote-unquote internet grifter. Because it falls exactly in line with the stated policies of both ANTIFA, the ADL, and the FBI. Specific things that they've put out in the last 2 years, things they want to target. Alternate media platforms. Payment processors for alternate media. And anyone who helps them. Providing necessary things such as legal or financial aid. Oh, what have we got under that? Oh, Ralph. New Project 2. Nicky Rackets. And this is being done by people such as Zoom, a confirmed FBI asset, PPP, an ANTIFA asset, and Godwinson, a man affiliated with a Jewish non-government organisation, Hope Not Hate, which is engaged in blackmail and cyberstalking and intimidation tactics in the past. Call me crazy, but I think I'm onto something here. And putting it under the preface of a moral crusade while being willing to engage in absolutely immoral things, like taking an emotionally distraught drug addict ex-boyfriend and manipulating him into sending images to someone who they've targeted until that person eventually responds and sends something back, which immediately gets distributed across the internet to wide fanfare.
Teach me more of your wisdom, giant, jiggling, colorful blob.
In conclusion, gentlemen, it has been 0 days since Jewish Tricks.
0 days. But Rand, you're reaching so hard here. Like, it's almost sad. Like, how much you want these people to be horrible villains. I mean, like, insinuating that anybody would ever, like, compromise every single piece of the morality they claim to serve just to further some political points against people they don't like on the internet? Like, that's absurd. Who would do that?
Shlomo would.
I still agree with Millennial Trash. That kind of behavior still shouldn't. Of all the responses, this should not be your first go-to.
Oh no, I haven't finished on that bit yet. It was absolutely a mistake. Ralph shouldn't have done that. That was very poor form. And I think he made a heavy mistake, and I'm not afraid to say so or have it get back to him. I'd even tell him that personally. That was a very fucking dumb thing to do. Now, I understand he does have this constant pressure, and he may have been drunk and thought that was an appropriate way to respond. He should have been more careful. And he shouldn't have. I don't know. Apparently making sex tapes is a thing now. People do that. And I think I literally did read a statistic that something like 60% of millennials who fuck, which is a smaller subsect that you might think, unfortunately, have recorded themselves having sex. And look, there's more. And I mean, back a few hours ago when I was mulling it over in work.
I'm a thief? No. See, I'm not the thief. I'm not the one charging 85 cents for a stinking soda! You're the thief! Just standing up for my rights as a consumer. I'm rolling back prices to 1965. What do you think of that? Whole shelf looks suspect.
Go ahead. you know, as always happens, I come home in a degraded form and cannot fully replicate all the wonderful Fantasia-like ideas that I had while I was at work. But that is the broad strokes of my argument. This is glow in the dark shit. These people are not moralistic, and unfortunately, they've entangled a whole bunch of people who are, for slights, real or imagined, going along with it. Some people who you would think would ostensibly be in our sort of category of thing. Well, you've been caught in a gay Jewish op.
Shit.
I don't want to give anything away, so I'm going to speak in very broad terms here. I have spoken to some of the people on the other side. I've had some private conversations with them. In terms of, I was like, okay, so what are you on board for? And generally the people who can actually be reasoned with are on board because they do actually have something against internet grifting and they don't like Ralph or Dick Masterson or whatever. And I put the question to them, well, if it's a thing about morality, you're following a guy who, before he suddenly became a born-again Christian defeating grifting on the internet, showed his anus and scrotum on webcam, did a mukbang where he ate 97 chicken nuggets and then vomited on screen. Still continues to do these shows where he shows off his gross form, sometimes without a t-shirt on, eating in front of the webcam, you know, engaging in gluttony in his kitchen while all these strange and weird people orbit around in the background. If you're on a crusade for degeneracy, this is your captain?